Gino, community member. That's why he's got a nice little symbol. Thank you very much, Gino. Question: what functions, benefits do you think Tesla should advertise? Great question. Mimi, Hans, what do you guys think?
Safety. Definitely safety, renewable energy and supercharger network, and insurance. And if you're not able to get insurance, the positive effects of the safety score.
Hans?
Yeah, I love all those. Add in the software-defined car experience. I would love to see Tesla get into captive financing, and then they can say, oh, and by the way, you can get a 2.99% loan on this vehicle.
I can do that in Sweden right now. I can buy a Tesla from Tesla with a 2.9% loan.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I think
still can't afford it, but it's awesome.
I think that is a great, like, if they were to do that, I think that would be perfect, and really just harp on the cost per mile. It's so much cheaper. My Model S that I bought, I paid about the same every year net to run that car versus my Mazda 6. Yeah. That's how and it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not even the cost per mile. What's your all-in monthly cost? Yeah. You know, for those people, car buyers, we've had this discussion too, who are focused on like payment buyers. What can I afford to spend on my car each month? And do an all-in cost, insurance, electricity, loan payment, all of it. And let people know, hey, like, you can right now buy a Model 3 and spend the same on your vehicle that you would spend if you bought a brand new Toyota Camry.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. Next question. And Andreas, another community member. Thank you so much for your support. Question.
That
what do you think about
Norwegian?
How would you know? With the last name?
Andreas Dalslet. I would think that that's a Norwegian. It looks very Norwegian. Excuse me if I'm wrong.
I should let you pronounce the names from now on. You do this way better than I do. What do you think about letting Mr. Beast get the first production Cybertruck and let him make some videos with it? That would be completely insane. We know he's going to get one. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? That's actually kind of a strange idea. I kind of love it, but I don't know if they'll let people go out of order.
Yeah, considering how many followers he has, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think the one hurdle is that I think Tesla is quite yes, I'm Norwegian. There you go. See, your neighbor. I think the one hurdle would be Tesla letting some of these cars go out of order, but I'm totally for that. Like, you know, pick 10 and put them out of order, put them at the top 10, you know, and
just give him a pre-production car, and then you don't even have to, the technicalities go away.
One for him and one for the next James Bond.
Yeah. Dude, can you imagine like cannons? Like there's like guns coming out of the freaking, oh my God, come on. If anyone's watching on the production crew of the next James Bond movie, hit him up.
And Elon would love to add some missiles in the back and everything.
Of course.
Yeah, small rockets, whatever. Yeah.
You know how he sometimes cameos on like movies? He was on like Iron Man and stuff. Maybe he's the one that like comes out with like sunglasses and starts like he's on the bed of the truck. I have a new friend. He's helping me do my things. Let's do the next question. Great idea, Andreas. Adam, question. How do you pronounce that one? Question. What is the worst thing about that would happen if they did choose to advertise? Likewise, what is the best thing? That's a great question. How do you guys think about that?
Well, I guess the worst thing is that they would waste a lot of money, but I don't see that argument. I mean, they have lots of money. They don't even spend all their money. I don't know. If they did really bad ads, it would be terrible. But I don't think that could happen either. The best thing is that more people understand why they want an EV.
Hans?
I would say the other potentially bad thing is that it could drive more demand than we have supply for in the short term and create another price spike that makes more EVs inaccessible. So you do kind of have to modulate, how much advertising you do when, so that you don't overly drive prices. But in a recessionary environment, I'm not too worried about that. As far as the benefits, I think accelerate the advent of sustainable energy.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. That's super aligned with my thought process. Let's do the next question. And Dominic Rebello, question: will South Korea get a Giga-Factory or Mega-Factory or neither or both or just one? every permutation possible. Just so you guys are aware, there was a meeting between Elon Musk and the president of South Korea, I believe, at the White House this week while Elon Musk was visiting the Washington, D.C. And one of the rumored discussions was that the South Korean president was asking Elon to consider building a Giga-Factory in South Korea and then, we get some perks and stuff. What do you guys think about that?
I'm looking forward to it. I hope that we see something. I don't really know enough about those locations. I know that we've seen, some speculation that gets them access to the Indian market without necessarily having to build a factory in India, and lowering the tariffs. But it also seems like maybe there's some question around whether that is or is not possible. But either way, I think South Korea makes a lot of sense. You've got a lot of battery manufacturing there, and it would be great to continue to strengthen partnerships with both LG Chem and potentially even, because I don't think, does Tesla currently work with Samsung at all on batteries
in South Korea?
Anywhere. I don't know that there's any
Anywhere.
Samsung batteries going into any Tesla products.
No, I think it's Panasonic and a few other players. Cattle, right, is the other one in China, right? I don't think Samsung's a part of. Maybe the screens. I think that's the only one. I think it's just screens. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I was just going to say to see them use batteries from both LG Chem and from Samsung.
Yeah, I think definitely a mega factory. They have a big expertise in batteries. I think cars. I mean, South Korea is not a terribly huge market, and there are no big markets near. I mean, if you compare to Shanghai, I think it would be more logical to have something in Asia further south. If you think of transport, but a gateway to India, that would be really great. Because I think that if that could work, because I think that Tesla, they want to try out the Indian market. Well, we talked about this before, that it's a huge market. They passed China in population, so they're now the most populated country on earth last 2 weeks ago. But the financial standard is still very low. I mean, how big of a market, how big interest would there be? Mm-hmm. But they're definitely good car builders and good battery makers. So
yeah, I mean, the Hyundai group does great out there, with Hyundai and Kia, which, by the way, they're both the same company. I don't know how many people knew that, but Hyundai and Kia is a Hyundai group, and they're based out of South Korea, and they make really good cars. I think any different. Go ahead.
What about solar panels?
I don't know. I have no idea. Do you mean
our solar panels come from LG, but I mean, what about Tesla? They make them in the States now, don't they?
I think so. Yeah, and Giga-Factory, Giga New York, I think. Right? Yeah.
If they're ever going to expand that,
they got to get that building ramped. I don't think it's anywhere close to being ramped fully. They still have a lot of room to go at that building. I think the South Korea play, the India play is cool to think about, because they can finally break into that market without any of the hurdles that they're facing by going in directly. It's kind of like a loophole to get in. But I think any diversification out of China in the Asia Pacific region is a positive, especially given some of the turmoil around the COVID disruptions and stuff, sort of like highlighting just how dependent everyone is on one country to supply everything. Nothing against China, but I think strategically speaking, any diversification they can do in that region is smart. And if it's South Korea, great. If it's Japan, great. If it's India, great. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
I remember hearing some speculations about a Giga-Factory Osaka, just because of the amount of automotive expertise that's there. Personally, I would rather see a factory go up in South Korea as opposed to Japan. I think it's going to be more business friendly and probably open up more doors. Obviously, the Japanese car market is nearby South Korea. And yeah, I 100% agree on just diversifying in Asia Pacific away from China with all the geopolitical risks that are there. Like, we can continue to expand Shanghai, but I would rather see a factory outside of China instead of building in a new, like, as opposed to having a Giga-Factory in Beijing or somewhere else in China.
Yeah. Next question, and then we'll do maybe one more after if we have enough time. And Steven, another community member, thank you so much for your question. What do you think Tesla's take would be on content creators, fans, etc., making ads, education content on EVs and or Tesla? I think they would love it. I mean, if you look at the we have a YouTube link, actually, producer wife digged up. So can you go ahead and show that YouTube video that you had on the private chat with MKBHD? This is the love something. What was it called? Pull up the thing, the title, so we can see it. Can you throw us to the side? Yeah, Project Love Day. Yeah. So they did something similar to this about 5 years ago, where they asked content creators to create the best Tesla ad, and then they sort of used this to drive awareness for the product. So go ahead and play a little bit of it and maybe skip around just so people can be reminded of what it looked like. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. Look at how much room it has. Yeah. So it's kind of like, using the video to showcase just how cool the products are. And this was 5 years ago. And Tesla opened this this sort of thing, this project. So why wouldn't they do it again? So I think they're very, very pro this. It's just a matter of asking when is the right time to do this. Anything to add there, Mimi or Hans?
No, I think they would like it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't see why.
And he's like, I got you. Yeah, see that? It's brilliant.
Just wait.
Bye.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, let's do one more, and then we'll move over to member only. There, he's taking his groceries. Oh, there's the Lambo. Nice. Awesome. Let's do one more question, and then we'll move over to member only stream. By the way, thank you all so much for the support. I see super chats coming through, and I'm sure producer wife is throwing out some thanks for those. So thank you all so much for your support. Really appreciate you. Last question of the stream from Robert. Question: worldwide in 2030, what would be the percentage EV sales, and who besides Tesla will be the big players? That's the $1 million question. So a lot of speculation around EVs crossing the 50% mark by 2028-ish. 2030 is a lot of the assumptions as well. Some of the more conservative ones are like out to 2035. I mean, to me, it seems quite clear that Tesla and BYD will be the biggest ones by far, just from the looks of things. Maybe Volkswagen, if they can continue the ID4 trend, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like they're going the opposite direction, to be completely honest. So to me, it seems like it's just Tesla and BYD, and then who knows who else. How do you guys think about this?
Well, I think the South Korean brands they're doing very well. I'm hoping for Volvo and Polestar. What do you think of the new Polestar with no rear window?
I think it's a good looking car, but my bigger thing is like, does it even have a trunk? It has barely a frunk, rather. It doesn't even have a frunk. That's my bigger thing.
I haven't looked at it. Yeah.
It's super tiny. Yeah. I mean, I think it's okay not having a rear window, because I think we're going towards cameras anyway. But my bigger issue with that car is like, this is your third iteration of it, and you still haven't figured out how to get a sizable front trunk, which tells me that you're not really optimizing the car to be an EV. You're just continuing to use ICE platforms to make an electric vehicle, which is going to give you a heavy car. That's how I think about it.
No, the Polestar 3 is definitely engineered from the ground up to be an EV.
Yeah.
I don't know on the front what the deal is with that, but there's not a crossover. Like there's no ICE platform that's going to be built on the same chassis as the Polestar 3. So
then why no?
I'm not sure. The interview between the interview between Sandy Monroe and Corey and Tom Eigenlath, is that how you pronounce his name? The CEO of Polestar, on the new Monroe Live podcast this week was an excellent podcast. I definitely recommend people go watch and listen to that. But yeah, so I think that I think that they're taking the right approach overall as far as they spun out. Polestar is the EV brand, EV only. I think that is organizationally the right move. I think that the Swedish design aesthetic has a very strong chance of being successful, and Volvo is a great company. So I think that Polestar has a great chance. I think they're making the right moves. Like I would bet that in 2030, Polestar is competitive, if not ahead of Ford in the EV market. I think that Ford has a decent chance if they can manage the transition and not trip over their ICE business. That's one of the things that Polestar is not going to have to worry about. And then, yes, I 100% agree. I think that Kia Hyundai is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And then it'll be BYD and probably at least one, if not multiple other Chinese competitors.
Maybe.
I'm more pessimistic about GM, though. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like they're
GM's
talking
gone.
and talking and talking. Yeah.
GM is gone. It's gone.
I think so.
Yeah. The craziest thing about GM, and we got to wrap this up so we can go to memo only, is that they're discontinuing the best-selling car in the Bolt, which they've had for 7 years and they haven't been able to make profitable. And without the Bolt, GM has sold less than 1,000 cars this year. It's less than 1,000 EVs this year in 2023. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all that there is to be said.